How to service a chainsaw. Difficulty level 1 hammer. Service your chainsaw to keep it working properly. You will need a container of 2-stroke oil, light chain oil, a petrol can with spout, or some ready-made 2-stroke mix. You will need a flat screwdriver, a spanner, spark plug spanner, a spark plug wire brush, a round file of the same gauge as your chain, a flat file, a chain sharpening guide, a vise, a workbench, and a log saw horse. Make some 2-stroke mix for the chainsaw, following the manufacturer's recommendations, or use a ready-made mix. Fill up the fuel tank and check the chainsaw oil level, topping up if necessary. On a typical model, unscrew the chainsaw cover, then adjust the chain tension by turning the adjustment screws. Ensure the chain is not too tight and moves freely over its guide bar. For quick adjustment models, simply loosen the drive gear cover and adjust the tension using the scroll wheel. Your machine is now ready to use. If the saw has a primer pump, press once or twice on this. Place the machine on the ground and engage the chain brake by pushing forward on the handguard. Hold the machine with one hand and with your foot. Pull the starter. Move the lever to on and pull the starter cord. As soon as the motor starts, return the starter as quickly as possible. To check the chain is well lubricated, increase engine speed for a few seconds over some cardboard. You should see spots of oil appear on the cardboard. Test the cut on a sample log. A sharpened chain leaves coarser sawdust. If the sawdust is very fine, the chain needs sharpening. Never leave fuel in the machine if it is not to be used for some time. Otherwise, your 2-stroke mix will separate in the tank. Shake your mixing bottle before use. It is better to use 98 octane fuel. If you are not good at do-it-yourself, take the machine to a dealer to sharpen the chain. To make it easier to work on the chainsaw, clamp the guide bar in a vise and apply the chain brake. If you look closely at the chainsaw chain, it is made up of links with cutting edges facing alternately left and right. Make a reference point on the top of a link with a felt marker. Sharpen the chain at a precise angle of 30 to 35 degrees depending on the gauge, in the direction of travel of the chain. Use a round file, the same diameter as the chain gauge. Attach the chain guide to ensure the angle is correct. Start at the reference point and then file forward, applying the same number of strokes for each cutting surface. Sharpen all the cutters, going first in one direction, then the other. Resting on the drive gear, the chain revolves high speed around the bar, which must be well lubricated. Regular cleaning prevents bits of wood from blocking the automatic lubrication passages. Release the chain brake and remove the chain guard to check the state of the drive gear located behind the clutch pulley. Clean the slot in the guide bar and the lubrication openings with a blower, or failing that, a brush. Make sure the guide bar is not bent. Remove any burrs on it with a flat file. To prevent too much wear on the guide bar, it's a good idea to turn it over each time you carry out a service. Replace the guide bar and chain with the large points facing forward. Then, replace the crankbase and adjust the tension of the chain. Check that the airways inside the crankcase and the air filter are clean. Some filters are cardboard, others are made of synthetic foam. In the first case, replace if blocked, and in the second, wash with soapy water, leave to dry, and reinstall it. Remove the noise suppressor, unscrew the spark plug, and check its condition. Check the electrode gap and brush it. The gap is usually 0.5 mm, the thickness of a fingernail. If the electrode is worn, don't hesitate to replace the spark plug. Replace the spark plug, tightening it first by hand in its socket. Turn it carefully to engage the thread, turning once or twice more before continuing with the spark plug spanner. Do not over-tighten. Always put the chain guard back on the machine when it is not being used. A chainsaw works best when well maintained and the chain is sharpened carefully.